Glacier Bay is a major reason people book an Alaskan cruise, and beginners always ask if they will miss the views if they don't book a balcony cabin. Having sailed to Glacier Bay exactly 6 times on Norwegian Cruise Line, specifically on the Bliss and the Joy, I am here to tell you that you can get great glacier views from other parts of the ship. If a balcony cabin isn't in your budget, don't worry. I'm going to share my exact 6 cruise strategy using 2 specific outdoor spaces that most passengers completely overlook: the waterfront on deck 8 and the open viewing deck directly below the bridge. If you know how to navigate these 2 spots, you'll get a great experience comparable to a balcony cabin. In fact, I use these 2 spots in addition to my balcony cabin. When the ship reaches the main event, the Marjorie Glacier, the captain doesn't just park the ship on one side. NCL wants everybody on board to get a view, so they slowly rotate the ship 180 degrees in front of the ice face, usually holding each position for 30 minutes each. If you stay in your port side balcony cabin, you will only see the glacier when the ship is facing that specific direction. Once the ship spins, you're looking at the opposite side for the next 30 to 40 minutes. To get more viewing time of the glacier, you will have to leave your cabin anyway. You can save money on an inside ocean view cabin and head to the public decks. This will give you the freedom to move as the ship moves and get more minutes to view the glacier. That brings us to deck 8, or the waterfront. On the Bliss and the Joy, deck 8 is an outdoor promenade lined with restaurants. Most passengers assume higher is better, so they crowd onto decks 16 and 17, leaving deck 8 almost entirely empty. This is a massive insider advantage for 2 reasons. First, proximity to the water. Being on deck 8 puts you incredibly close to the waterline. These shots were taken with my iPhone from deck 8. When icebergs float past the ship, you can actually hear them scraping and crackling against the hull. Second, wind protection. Because deck 8 is on the sides of the ship and shielded by the upper overhanging decks, you are completely blocked from the freezing forward wind. If you get chilled, you can instantly duck through the heavy glass doors into the indoor spaces to warm up. While the waterfront is perfect for when the ship is stationary at the glacier, you may want a completely different vantage point for when the ship is arriving and entering the bay. For that, you need to head all the way forward to the open observation deck right below the ship's bridge. Ask a crew member how to access the bow of the ship. I think it was from deck 5 or 6. This spot gives you a similar perspective as the ship's captain, as the NCL Bliss or Joy navigates through the narrow, mist-covered fords early in the morning. Standing here allows you to watch the massive snow-capped mountains open up right ahead of the bow. Be warned, because the deck faces forward, it gets incredibly windy and cold while the ship is moving. If the outdoor wind becomes too intense, simply head indoors for a few minutes and grab a cup of hot chocolate or coffee. Click the video on the screen now to learn why we switched to 10-day Alaska cruises.